Hey, Georgia.
Hi, David.
Have you ever wished that you could slip into a disguise and travel anywhere in an instant?
Is that a joke?
No, seriously. I'm talking about NordVPN.
Oh, okay, I see.
Georgia, look, I'm relocating.
Relocating? You're literally on the sofa.
You're not physically, digitally. I'm digitally relocating thanks to NordVPN. I can switch my virtual location to 111 different countries with just one click. So now I can access movies, shows, websites from all over the world, and I don't even need a teleport.
And what about security?
Well, NordVPN encrypts all my online activity, protects against cyber threats, even gives dark web alerts to keep my personal data safe. And I want my personal data to be safe. Perfect for dodgy public Wi-Fis.
Right, because nothing screams hack me like a bloke at an airport clicking on free Wi-Fi.
Well, exactly, yes. So which is why we highly recommend downloading the NordVPN app, especially for banking and sensitive data.
Want to stay safe online?
Just go to nordvpn.com/tenant, use the code and get 4 extra months free on a 2-year plan.
So you're basically getting premium cyber security for the price of a cup of coffee per month.
To get the best discount off your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/tenant. Our link will also give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. No risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box. David Tennant does a podcast with
Ben Schwartz,
Jameela Jamil,
Russell T Davies,
Stanley Tucci,
Celia Imrie,
Rosamund Pike,
David Tennant. Hey, Georgia.
Hi, David.
And hello, everyone out there. This is a very special bonus episode of the podcast because we've come to the end of the series. Georgia, who have we had this series?
Oh, what a lineup.
What a lineup.
We've had Ben Schwartz, Jameela Jamil,
Yeah.
Russell T Davies, Stanley Tucci, the Tooch, Celia
Yep.
Imrie, Rosamund Pike, and of course, you, interviewed by me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does that mean you were the guest or I was the guest?
You were the guest.
You were the host.
I was the hostess.
You were the host. But there are little bits that have not yet been revealed to this list. That I mean,
You're right.
if I could put my teeth in, that have not yet been revealed to the listening public.
Don't you wish that we could share those little bits that didn't make the cut?
Don't you wish that, Gigi? Come on. Well, that's what we're here for today, isn't it? So we got some little cheeky little unheard behind-the-scenes moments from the last season.
Ooh, oh, I love it. David, what do you love most about doing this podcast?
I love all of it. There's not a bit I prefer.
No, it's hanging out with me. It's the ad read.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. It's hanging out with you, Georgia. Of course it is. What's nice sometimes is that we, the little bits that happen sort of, that there's a bit in the Celia episode, which I don't know that everyone will have necessarily understood. Because I'd recently hosted the BAFTA Film Awards and Celia had been there.
Oh.
So we got into talking a little bit about that.
But is it nerve-wracking? It must be.
Do you know what? I sort of almost feel like I shouldn't admit this, but I don't find it particularly nerve-wracking because it's all written down.
Yeah.
This was a bit more nerve-wracking because I had to sing a song.
Yeah.
And I'm not a singer.
Oh, come on.
So it was sort of the idea that I would have to do that and then hit various people who had to join in and not get out of breath. That was what was really difficult because all chomping up and down the stairs and being a little bit heightened and nervy.
And going backwards.
And going
with
backwards.
With the camera on
backwards
you.
with the camera. And I thought at the end I've got to do the big old Cynthia Erivo and I thought I've got to have enough puff.
You did.
So it was all that. And then I've got to do all the sort of terrible jokes.
Well,
immediately
some
afterwards.
of them are pretty grim that they send through, you must say. Oh, my God.
I don't mind. I just didn't want it. I was very much with them, though, because they didn't want to roast anyone.
No.
And that wouldn't...
Do you know...
And actually, once you decide to only be kind, it's quite hard to tell jokes that are funny.
Well, that's true. But I do think the roasting is vile. Actually.
It's horrid, isn't it?
I don't.
Oh, it doesn't suit me.
Well,
I can't do that.
Because there's no underneath fun about it. It just seems to get worse and worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Were you at the Oscars?
Didn't quite have time to get there and back.
Next year, love. Yeah. Next year.
Why not?
Have you ever been to the Oscars?
No. You?
No, I haven't.
No.
I went to the Emmys once.
And?
It's just the same, but a bit bigger and a bit slower to get in and out and a little bit longer, if those things can possibly ever be longer. But, you know, and I was next to Betty White on a red carpet, which was thrilling.
Yes.
But it was LA and it was boiling, and this lovely old lady was just sweating buckets.
I know.
Just adrift in the middle of this gargantuan red carpet. It felt like a cruelty.
She was great.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm mad about Golden Girls. I watch
Yeah.
little snippets on my phone at night.
Right.
It's just delicious.
It's pretty great, isn't it?
Every one of them.
That's ripe for a revival.
Yeah, but can you better them? I don't think
Well,
so.
no, that's the problem.
Honestly
It's
not.
like Columbo, isn't it? You think everyone must keep thinking we
Leave
must
it.
do, but you can't.
Leave it.
You can't.
Leave it.
You can't be better. So it would only be worse. It would only be a dilution of something glorious.
And also, don't let English people try and do it.
No.
Seriously not.
Well, unless it's us. We'd be rather good.
Do you remember when we did Duck Patrol? That's when
Of course I do. It's when we met.
That's when we met.
Yeah.
I know. On
Last
the River Thames.
century.
Was it?
Wasn't
See, I've
it?
got no idea.
I think it was
about
last
dates.
century.
And you and I on the River Thames with
Yeah.
Richard Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're marvellous.
It was fun.
Very, very.
I remember you at the end of a scene where everyone somehow got on the ground and then you just put your hand up with a jar of chutney in your hand. That's a memory I have very clearly.
Was that in
Little comedy button you put on the scene.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Typical. Well, I was this mad woman living on the island
Yes,
in the
that's right.
Thames.
Yeah.
And then I must have found out my husband was unfaithful or something, and then threw all his golf clubs into the Thames.
That's
which
right, you chucked
was
lots of
brilliant,
things, yes.
Because having been a javelin thrower for Surrey,
Oh.
that really was quite a good idea. But I also had to do that thing on a canoe. I had a class at night, and I had to be in a canoe and then go turn myself.
Duck Patrol.
Oh yes.
You had to do stunts for Duck Patrol.
Just
That sounds rather grim.
I know. I hope it was left in, because otherwise,
I don't remember much, but it didn't make a great impact on the viewing public, did it?
no. But
We never got to series 2 of that one. But your episode was the best one.
yeah,
Without a doubt. Of course it was. Brilliant. Celia. I mean, everybody loves Celia.
I think they do.
Yeah.
She's universally loved, Celia, isn't she?
She is.
And speaking of love, your love for Ben Schwartz,
It's a lot.
it is quite a lot,
It is
isn't it?
quite a lot. It's a bit overwhelming, yeah.
I find it overwhelming.
I mean, he's very charming. And of course, when you and I and Michael Sheen and Anna Lundberg made a little show over Zoom during lockdown.
Took me a really long time to realise what you were talking about.
Oh, really?
I was like, what were we all doing together?
Well, we were all
staged. We were doing staged.
We did a show called Staged on the BBC, still available on the iPlayer and BritBox in America, I think. Anyway, we roped Ben into it. Here is Ben talking about that. Probably the thing we've improvised most on was the thing where you joined us, where we did Staged from our house.
That was incredibly improvised, David.
Yeah. No, we had a script. I mean, the scenes with you tended to go off script quite quickly.
Loved that.
This was a show that we made during lockdown. Staged, yeah. And myself and Michael Sheen and my wife Georgia, Michael's partner Anna, a script was written and we made this. We made it over Zoom.
It was,
and you came and joined us.
So fun.
Yeah,
I had but
It was
for
really
me
good fun.
it was we did a version of the script and then literally
Yeah.
you guys are like, now go crazy.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, oh my God, I hope that I'm not stepping on anybody's toes or whatever. But both of you were so inviting of it.
I think one of my favorite scenes I've ever done was the one
In Staged.
in stage.
Okay, good.
But
In life.
possibly.
Oh my God, please.
It's
David, I
the
need to
bit-
hear this. I need
the
this right
bit
now.
where
I've been
you-
playing a hedgehog for so long. I can't wait. Please tell me.
It's the bit where you come on ostensibly to teach Michael and I how to improvise.
Oh no, it was very fun.
That made, because it was quite scripted and we stuck to the script like 50% and then there's another that made me laugh.
I can't wait to rewatch it. There's a scene also where I talk to Georgia about you, or she mentions you, and I think I'm like, I kind of treat her like trash until she says that she's your wife, and then I'm immediately interested.
That's when you were playing in series 2. You play the agent's assistant.
Yes,
don't you?
and Georgia has this moment which is it's just a sound, and it's one of my favorite reactions to anything. I forget what I say. I say something very inappropriate, and she goes, "Oh," or like, "Huh," or like, "Oh." I forget what it is, but I remember watching it, and I died. Just Georgia reacting naturally to my improv.
Yeah.
It was so funny. But I remember that scene.
Yeah.
It was really, really.
Yeah.
That show was really special. That's the stuff that I wish we could make all the time.
Yeah.
There's no comedies in America anymore. So
Right.
it's like there's so few. And there's so few. Are there a lot of comedies making here?
I think comedy's going through the sort of traditional comedy that's just about making people laugh is definitely in abeyance. It seems to be comedy that is also tragic or is also about.
Which is so funny because it seems like now more than ever people
really
need to laugh.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, your and Ben's episode was sort of one big sort of slightly gross loving, wasn't
I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
But wait, what happened? You can't talk about what happened in yours.
It was just a bit bum clenching, when you sort of go in and yeah, I suppose I've been fortunate that I hadn't auditioned a lot in recent years, so you kind of get out of the practice of it.
Oh, it's a muscle. It's a muscle, 100%. Sure.
And then I went in to meet these very, very well-known filmmakers, and they sat there and they looked at me, and I just couldn't summon it up. You know what I mean?
You just couldn't get the performance out.
I just couldn't. Well, I thought I was doing something, and it was clearly not impacting on them at all. When you're thinking, no, this is right. I'm doing the thing, and they're looking at you with a rictus grin.
Yes.
And it's going nowhere.
There's sometimes when it's just like, I'll do something and I'll be like, well, that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that. One of my friends, Don Lake, who's been in a lot of Christopher Guest movies.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful guy. Canadian actor, bald, has a very funny look, right?
Yeah.
I wish I could show you a picture of him. You know exactly who he is.
Yeah.
If you saw a picture of him, the joke will land. Wait a second. I'm going to show you a picture of Don Lake. The joke will land a little bit.
Listeners can be doing this Googling for themselves.
Yes, please. And that's what you want during a podcast while people are driving. You want people to be Googling like crazy. Okay, it's this gentleman.
I know exactly who you mean. Yeah.
Great guy. Absolutely great guy. So he told me a story when he auditions, because he'd be in a room and it's always usually like attractive guys.
Yeah.
And then he comes in for the same character, right? And he says the first thing he would say, it's an older looking bald gentleman from Canada, after like these, different good looking movie people go in. The first thing he would say when casting, he goes into the room to cast, he goes, or you could go this way. Which I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I love that story.
And he works all the time.
He works all the time.
There you go.
So sometimes they go that way.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I was like, oh, this is how I think I can make the character unique. What do you think? And sometimes they're like, great. Or sometimes like, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
Jameela Jamil had some fantastic moments too, didn't she? You talked about working in the studio with her partner, James Blake.
What do those two mean?
Huh?
What is all restructuring?
Well, restructuring just means like moving one section to another section, or
Yeah.
deciding what's going to be the middle eight or the outro, and then automating is just mostly about levels and being able to shift them up or down in any way. So it's just all a bunch of twattery, really, but it's really fun because he's very clever. So I'm very lucky to get to work on his music. I've been working on it for about 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really fun.
That's cool. Do you play anything?
Huh?
Do you play anything?
And I used to sing opera and jazz, but I don't. He mostly makes his music largely on computers, and computers terrify me. So I instruct the computing. I stand over the technician and ask for changes in the stems.
Does that mean there's a lot of not real instruments in there?
Yeah, he does a combination. He writes a lot of it on analog instruments, but then he eventually takes it to a computer to be able to make such an incredible futuristic sound. So the difference between James and other musicians who use laptops is that he starts everything on like a lot of analog gear, and then incorporates that into a largely just the kind of universe of technology.
Yeah.
And so he combines the two, and I think what's the reason a lot of music that's electronic feels quite dead is that it's made from the start on a laptop.
Yeah. Yes.
And it hasn't got that. He's so musically trained, and so everyone involved has got all of us have a classical training background, and I think that contributes to the soul that's in his music.
Right, yeah. It's very
I've
good.
got my headphones on.
She is the definition of a polymath, isn't she?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the definition of a polymath
I mean,
is,
she
but once
does
I
loads of
Google
stuff.
it, then
She does loads of stuff. So I asked her, what is the thing that you actually do?
Anything. I really do.
Well, you do anything. What,
I mean,
what
honestly, I'll
is
do
your,
everything.
What
Yeah.
is your job? What if you had to write down job description? What would it be?
I don't know. I think I'm going into my writer era. Mm-hmm. I used to be a columnist, and I think I'm back in my journalism and my writing.
Okay.
My writing self. And that's not just because I want to be at home with my dogs as much as possible, David, but it's not that reason. So I think I've started to write.
Right.
That's what I've been doing. There's a platform called Substack, and if you want to come read my silly or serious essays, they're all there, and you get kind of more of my soul than you get anywhere else.
And
there
beautifully
because-
written, if I may say.
Oh, have you read it?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so nice of you.
Of course I have.
I can't believe you read it.
Of course I have.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm really enjoying writing. And then I'm writing this book, and I'm finally writing the screenplay that I first got signed in America for.
Oh, great.
I just got distracted for a while,
Right.
and now I'm back to it. So I have that and a movie I might write. And so I'm just kind of just taking it easy.
And will you act in that movie as well? Are you going to keep that plate spinning?
I don't know if I have the talent. I need to find, I might put you in it instead.
I'd be, well,
It
listen.
would be great.
Then, of course, we had some fantastic moments from Stanley Tucci. He told us about when he's lost it on set.
Have you ever lost it on set? Like properly lost it, like where there's people sort of having to calm you down and you have to retire to your trailer for a while?
I have.
Right.
I have a couple times, but only because, for the reasons I explained, and where
Right.
somebody just wasn't, and you're just like, I don't understand why we're doing this,
Right.
why you're wasting everyone's time and
Yeah.
energy, and it feels unfair to me.
Sure.
Or when somebody's like mean to somebody, or somebody's like that, then I will.
Oh, will you
Speak out.
stand up to a bully, will you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, sure.
No, I don't. What's the point of that?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, life's too short. Come on. It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's all pretend.
It is all pretend. Yeah.
Come on, we should be having a good time doing this.
Often people
It's
seem
not
to
that-
forget.
It's not that, you're not taking it seriously if you're having a good time, but you're not taking yourself seriously. And that, if you take yourself seriously, you're just an idiot, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But have you ever lost it?
I've lost it. I mean, I've lost it for my, for me, I've lost it very slightly a couple of times.
Right.
The reason I avoid doing that at all costs is because after I've calmed down, I'm then so riven with shame.
Yeah, I know.
And guilt that I sort of ruins the rest of the day, if not the week, for me.
Yeah, I know.
And that's,
I know.
I mean, that's on me, really. I just can't quite.
Yeah, you feel badly.
Yeah.
But you feel badly. But yeah, I know.
That's the bit I struggle with. And
Yeah.
I'm worse. That casts a longer shadow for me. So I will bite down a lot of my
Yeah.
frustrations
Yeah.
because I know that if I get to there, I'm really in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
And here's a little unheard bit from our chat with Rosamund Pike. So I was reclining. It's because I'm in this weird.
You're on a throne.
We're in someone else's studio today.
Oh, okay.
And they use this for a podcast which they also film. We are not filming. So they have set. So I'm in this incredibly uncomfortable chair. Kathy Burke sits in this chair usually.
Which podcast
Kathy
is
Burke does a podcast where there's a will, there's a wake. About sort of
About death and
you would-
funerals?
Yes, how you might.
Have a good send-off.
Yeah.
Do people planning their funeral?
Basically, but in a comedy way. I don't think it's meant to be taken too seriously. But they film it, so she has this set.
Coffin-shaped chair.
Yeah, but it's so uncomfortable. I don't know how she does it.
I am quite fascinated by families, undertakers. Now I'm not going to not see you in a coffin. That's disturbing.
I suppose it is a coffin.
I had not even considered it being a coffin.
Think of it as a throne, Rosamund.
It is a purple velvet coffin-shaped throne.
It really is. With very little give.
Okay. Well, I believe, famously the definition, the job description of a coffin is to have little give.
Stiff.
Yeah,
be the appropriate word. The one thing we should do before we forget, in the sort of audio title sequence, you say your own name.
Oh.
So would you kindly do that for us now, and we'll drop you in at the appropriate moment.
I'm Rosamund Pike, and I'm very pleased to be here talking to David Tennant. Is that right?
And can you just do it with just your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Rosamund Pike.
Perfect.
Oh, sounds so weird. Can I do 3 in a row? Maybe that'll be
You
better.
can. A, B and C takes, yeah.
Rosamund Pike. Rosamund Pike. Rosamund Pike.
Which one do you prefer?
It depends on what it's being inserted into.
Well, it just kind of comes through the theme music.
Oh.
It says David Tennant does a podcast with, and then your name.
You see, it'll all depend which one goes with the music.
Well, we'll just leave it to Matt. He can just edit it in depending on what sounds most appropriate. Yeah. It's interesting. Different people have different approaches. Some people are completely fine with it. Other people get very self-conscious, which I get. I think just saying your own name is a very odd thing to do.
It takes you right back to school when you wished you only had one syllable. That's my experience anyway.
Yes, because there's quite a few syllables in your first name, I guess, aren't there?
And you just wish you were Mary or Jane or...
Yes.
Yeah.
Todd.
Yeah, probably not for me, Todd, but...
No.
Pike.
You're often Ros, though, aren't you?
Yes, and I turned 30 and I thought I've got to face up to having 3 syllables and own them. I've got to be able to own them. Yeah.
Up to that point, you were very much in denial, were you?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I thought, I can own them and it's a nice name and I'm going to embrace it.
It's a beautiful name. It's quite an unusual name. Have you met many Rosamunds?
No, but when we do meet, we sort of commiserate and discuss and see, it's a name that comes with some...
It feels like a support group.
A bit of a support group, yeah.
Right.
Because it's often misspelt, often mispronounced.
Yes.
It has a beautiful meaning, which is Rose of the World, but, you often have to justify the name by explaining that, which is not so good to have to
You already feel like you're losing the argument if you got to that stage.
100%, rather than someone saying, what a lovely name. But
it's a beautiful name. No,
let's move on.
Still not convinced.
No, it has beauty depending on who says it. And then when you go to America and it becomes Rosamund,
yes,
it's not so great.
Yes, there's not a lot of Rosamunds in America.
No, and nor do they have the O sound that we have. So if ever that's why I didn't name a child with the short O in American.
Oh, that's...
that's the one I focused on, but then I do have a son called Atom, who is just Adam.
Oh, of course.
In America.
Yes. Yes. We were very tempted by the name Herbert.
Oh.
Which I think is a beautiful name.
It sounds very nice the way you say it.
Except it's too difficult to say. Herbert.
But Georgia wouldn't have said it like that.
No,
she
would have said Herbert. Yeah, so that would have been fine. She was pushing quite hard for it. But I just felt like I couldn't get on board with it because it's quite effortful to say.
Right.
Herbert. Okay, if you're sounding your R's, it's a bit of an assault course.
Try it in American.
Herbert.
Yes, it's hard in American.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones that, and in fact, I found my R's better when I put a pencil between my teeth.
Yeah.
Herbert.
Are you? Let's do the whole interview with pens in our mouth. Are you still doing an American accent when you do that there, or is that you just Herbert?
Just with a speech impediment? No, I'm trying to do Herbert.
Herbert.
I probably shouldn't put a T on the end.
It's probably just as well we eschewed the name Herbert.
Who was going to be Herbert?
I think probably Wilfred was potentially Herbert. But you see, even now I find it hard to say. It's like Beecher's Brook as I come up to it. Herbert. And I just had to adopt an English accent, wouldn't I? Herbert. But then say Herbert.
Bertie.
Quite good in a sort of Herbert. It's Bert. We were chasing Bert. We really liked Bert.
My grandfather's name.
Really nice name.
And then, of course, there's us.
No, there's us.
This season, I may have hijacked the podcast a little bit.
I knew you were going to take over the whole thing. It was only a matter of time, really.
Do you mean the podcast or just generally everything in life?
Just generally everything in my life, our life, the life of Britain.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, Yeah.
So I thought we'd open there.
Right.
Then I'm going to go back to the traditional sort of starting point of your existence. But let's go. Let's just jump in.
What's difficult about this is you're going to know the answers to all these, aren't you? Maybe you won't.
I'll know if you're lying.
Yeah. Are you going to sort of sound a buzzer or something?
Yeah. I get a little bell out. Not that sort of bell.
Yeah. Well, the truth is there is no good answer to it, isn't there?
And here's a fun one.
Yeah.
Jennifer Garner asked a great question. What would be your birthday wish?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you were spending a night in the wilderness in a tent and it were mid-April, what would be your birthday wish?
There's a lot to process there. So I'm in a tent
Yeah.
for my birthday.
Yeah.
Why have I done that? Why did I not go to a nice hotel?
So the clue of who the person is asking the question.
Oh, it's from Jen Garner.
From Jen Garner.
What would my birthday wish be?
Yeah. I mean, you're in a tent. You're probably going to be wishing you were in a caravan.
I'm going to be wishing I was in a nice hotel. That's what my birthday wish is going to be. Not a caravan. Let's go straight to some nice hotel.
Okay. We're going to leapfrog caravan and go straight to
hotel. Oh, thanks, Jen.
She's talking about camping.
She's talking about camping. That's how we know each other.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen.
It's a show we did called Camping. We didn't go.
You won't be able to find it anywhere because
wasn't a big hit, was it?
It wasn't a massive hit.
No.
But you had a nice time doing it.
I remember the first time I saw her again after that show had sort of. We made it and then we promoted it and then we didn't see each other for, I don't know, 6 months, maybe a year. And the first thing she said, everyone hated our show. Yeah, but at least we made some nice friends.
The original was good though, so. And then we got into a bit of talking shop, comparing our experiences of getting started as actors.
Oh yeah.
But do you think that having no story to compare it to means that you never question that trajectory? Okay, I think what I'm doing is comparing it to my experience of a young person as an actor.
Yeah.
Which is that I very much understood failure was the most likely path.
Yes.
Because I had seen, I was surrounded by actors and most of them weren't working. Even if they had had success, they were no longer working. Just hadn't worked out for them. So I just assumed that that's probably what would happen to me. But if you didn't have that, do you think that there was like, did you go into it thinking, I'm just going to be an actor? Or did you go into it thinking, I mean, fingers crossed, good luck. I mean, I'll probably be home with my tail between my legs in a minute. Not having that sort of example.
It sort of probably works both ways, doesn't it? Because I had no precedence, I could not really believe that that's how it was going to end up. Whilst at the same time, I was told that was how it was going to end up. Yeah. You know, but the only people that were giving me advice on it, like my family, who didn't know any better anyway, the careers guidance person at school who didn't
think it was a real thing.
So I was sort of thinking, well, maybe it isn't. Which is what I was meaning when I said, thank goodness I did get some jobs quite early on, because if I didn't, I'd have felt like, oh yeah, they were right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I should sit back down.
I should sit. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was I'm glad I didn't have to test that, because I don't know how resilient I'd have been. And I think maybe I had an advantage there of starting in Scotland, a slightly smaller market.
Yeah.
With quite a lot of opportunities, specifically in the theatre. I mean, I got the occasional TV job.
Yeah.
But principally at first it was subsidised theatre that just existed a lot more than it does now. So there were places you could start. Yeah. Even by the time you came along, and certainly looking at what people leaving drama school now have, there are just fewer places to go and be seen. And it's much. You do have to have an expectation of a slightly different trajectory. And I don't know that I would have responded very well to that.
No, not if you'd been sort of prancing around since you were 3 years old.
Yeah.
Thinking that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So you go on to just continually work. There's not really a point where you don't work. You just go.
No, I'd have a month off here and there
Yeah.
between a tour
But that's
of
enough
the
to enjoy
Hebrides or a...
rather than panic.
Yeah. I was always panicking, though, all the time.
That hasn't changed.
No. I know.
Always consistent.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Always thinking that was the last job. And then, of course, we also had the brilliant Russell T Davies on the podcast. Have you ever noticed, by the way, that Russell has a very slight speech impediment?
I have not.
Have you not? Well, he's going to tell us all about it.
I can't say my R's very well, so it's like round and round the ragged rocks, the ragged rascals. I'm quite weak, and then my first name begins with an R. How cruel is that?
I don't think that's anything I've ever noticed.
I had little voice lessons when I was young, like round and
you?
round the ragged rocks, the ragged rascals ran the rural races. Rural, that's a very hard.
Rural's hard for anyone.
Yes, I suppose. Yeah.
Did you remember that episode of 30 Rock where they made a movie called The Rural Juror?
Oh, did they? No, I didn't see that one. I was obviously avoiding it. It would have given me PTSD. The Rural Juror.
The Rural
that's
Juror.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Didn't you play that in one of your pilots? Were you a Rural Juror at some point? Pilot season.
Yeah, that's why I didn't. It was just the title. That's what killed it. Russell T is one of the world's great conversationalists. I could have talked to him all day. But, well, I mean, to be honest, we did talk for a large proportion of the day. Here's a selection of moments from that recording that we didn't have time for on the original podcast. Enjoy.
Yeah,
Comic strips and
copying comic strips, copying. I'd get an Asterix book and I'd copy the whole thing.
Right.
And Peanuts, I loved. I'm still obsessed with the comic strip. Not so much Marvel comics and things.
Yeah.
I got into that slightly. I slightly like those, but really comic strips like Calvin Hobbes, Peanuts.
the little 3-panel
The
things.
little
you
3 or
find
4
in a
panel ones,
newspaper.
yeah, the classics, yes.
Yeah.
I still love those. And Asterix,
Yeah.
the old French bande dessinée, but not Tintin. Don't start me on that, please.
Don't worry. I have zero interest in starting you on that. Never understood that one.
No, they're so static. They're like this. I can't bear Tintin. When Stephen Moffat went and did that Tintin film, I was like, oh yeah, good, bye. Good luck with that one.
But you can also be quite uncompromising. I've seen you be quite
Yes.
not.
A few when? What did I do? Who was it?
I was in a tone meeting once, and I thought,
Oh, you came to town meetings, didn't you?
Oh, that
Yes.
bristled for a second.
Oh no!
Yeah,
really?
no, I don't. But I mean,
No, I know. No, I can. Yes.
Yeah, and
well,
that's-
it's kind of, to be blunt, it's saving time.
Sure,
We could
sure.
talk for 3 hours about whether we like that location, but
Yeah.
it's often locations and things like that. Sometimes you have to go, no, that's wrong.
But people are looking to you for certainty.
Yes,
aren't they?
Yes, and as long as you've got to time it right as well. If I was saying no to that location the day before you shoot, the whole production's ruined. It's that you can't do that.
Sure.
So that's why you've got to do the years of training and learning the business. So 2 months before, yes, you can say that location's wrong.
Yeah.
So it's pacing it as well. Oh, I'm glad people bristled. Hooray!
But you
I like
seem.
that.
What I mean it is, there is something.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Because despite that, the loyalty is all still there. People are very fond of you. People want to please you.
Thank you.
But that I just wonder how much of that.
But I
you
also
have to
think it's a
work at.
good way to run a show.
Yeah.
And I think you and I have worked on shows that don't run that way.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you rather this?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
And there's a kind of lie in the air that if you're suffering and everyone's shouting that it's better. It's absolutely not true. And this thing we're shooting at the moment, the war between the directors Dylan Holmes Williams, the loveliest man you'll ever. It's the most calm and peaceful production I've ever been on. Every scene completed every day, and it looks fantastic. And I just think this is the way to be. Because there can be tempers and there can be rushing and stuff like that. And when there's not, you just think, this is it. This is it. This is how it should be. I had a lot of power. I was talking to Julie Gardner about this. She said it's like having a child in a way, that you have a lot of power over them.
Yeah.
And what I discovered was I had power over the way he thought. And I would convince him it was going to be all right. I think that John genuinely kept him alive in some ways, I would say. Oh, not that it's going to be all right, but I would absolutely reassure him that I would be there, that he'd never be alone, that he'd never be scared, that he'd never be left in the system.
Yeah.
That he'd never go wanting. That if there was a medicine that was needed, I get the medicine. Again, I got money. I can do anything. If someone says go to Switzerland, there's a cure there. We'll go to Switzerland. So we always had that. I would kind of hypnotize him with that. I'd do a speech and stare right at him and say those things.
Did he get very scared at times?
No, interestingly, no, he didn't because he didn't know how bad it was.
Yeah.
And but also because I kind of hypnotized him not to.
Right.
No, I genuinely did. And in the end, the weird thing is, in the end, I was the one who had to tell him he was dying. His doctor was in a different hospital, so I actually had to tell him that myself. And that was not my best moment. I didn't handle that very well. I was sad. I was so sad.
You didn't handle it well because you got too emotional?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And I wish I'd kind of been a bit, and then he got sad for me. So, but then what's the right way to do that? I mean,
when you're allowed to be.
Yes.
That will have meant something to him.
Yes.
himself.
Well, and he was so ill by that stage, he was asleep 5 minutes later.
Right.
He was gone. I was like, oh, there we are.
Right.
Thank you. And yeah. And I'm glad that was me. I'm glad that wasn't, he had lovely doctors, but I'm glad that wasn't a doctor sitting there telling him this, that I got to be the one to pass that on. Whole chain of accidents led to that, but how strange that.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's an extraordinary thing to have gone through. Are you aware of how it changed you?
I don't know. Has it changed me?
I don't know.
Do I seem changed?
I wonder either personally or
I kind of can't
or as a
believe
writer.
that's me, because it sounds like a story that happens to someone else.
Right.
Like, what, he had somebody, it's like a soap, isn't it? It's like a story.
Yeah.
It's like he had a brain tumor.
It's like something you'd write.
It's like, yes, exactly. It's like, so it still looks like that to me. Even as it was happening, I was like, really? And, gosh. And then, yes. And now I look back at it going, that's the story of your life? How mad is that? But then, we all know people have stories of their lives that are a lot worse than that.
Well, of course, but one's own personal experience is all you can really understand.
Yes, other people's problems don't matter at all compared to your own. Yeah. But, I mean, gosh, I mean, I'm in that same house and I still talk to him all day long.
Do you?
I literally out loud. And I know exactly what he'd say to things. But that's not mad. I think everyone does that.
Well, Georgia, that's it.
That's it, David.
What a season it's been.
What a season it's been.
We've laughed, we've cried, we've had
cried
snacks.
some more.
Yeah.
Lot of snacks.
Lot of snacks. Never enough snacks.
And some unforgettable conversations.
I hope so.
Well, if you do forget them, you can just go back and listen to them again.
That's the beauty of podcasts.
Beauty of a podcast.
They're all there for you.
Thank you all for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Georgia.
Thank you, David.
What are we having for dinner?
You.
Ho ho. David Tennant Does a Podcast With is a Sony Music Entertainment and No Mystery production. Produced by Matt Smith. The assistant producer was Rani Prescott. The sound engineer was Josh Gibbs. The theme tune is by William Benkert. The executive producers are Alex Lawless, Sarah Camlett, and Georgia Tennant.